Hello. I hope you're having a good day. Thank you for stopping by. I just wanted to quickly have a look at that place in southern part of Gaza, Rafah, to be specific. Rafah, if you remember, just as I do vividly, early in this year, 2024, when Israel had walked through from the north and all the way down to that border. Rafah is a city which is a border between Gaza and Egypt, the huge, humongous elephant in this war, which the entire world has chosen to ignore. Egypt, I mean. Rafah is that city that if you looked on social media, you would find photos, videos of how Israel had built, I think, several walls and reinforcing them regularly to stop people from Gaza having direct access into Egypt. However, since this war began, when Israel decided that, okay, it was time to go to Rafah, the entire world, if you remember vividly, all eyes on Rafah. That was the narrative. That was the sing-song. That was the jingle that was in the air. Everyone stopped Israel. Everyone did everything for Israel not to go to Rafah. But since Israel went to Rafah, boy, what an unraveling of huge secrets, of deadly things. Rafah was the stronghold where hostages, most of them were kept, have been held. Rafah Israel unveiled several tens of tunnels that went between Egypt and Gaza. Wide tunnels through which trucks and everything could be taken in. Imagine the traffic going underground, whereas they have this facade of fences above ground. That was Rafah, where tragically those 6 hostages were killed just before the IDF could rescue them. Rafah held so much, which the terrorists needed to conceal. They almost succeeded by using the nonsense, idiotic, compromised dealers who parade as leaders of various Western nations, telling Israel to avoid going there. I remember how the chameleon said Israel should not go there. I remember the Sleepy Joe, who's no longer with us, saying Israel will be crossing red lines. Oh my goodness. They cooked up all sorts of excuses to give Israel bad reputation, to make Israel look like the monster, which they are. Excuse me. They stated that it would become the worst humanitarian crisis yet, that the people there would have nowhere to go to. Israel will cross all red lines, which they, the terrorists and their enablers, had drawn in their ruthless minds. They did everything to stop Israel from fighting Hamas in Rafah. Let's imagine for a moment if Israel had listened to them and stopped. That inglorious monster, the child of the devil, the head of the Hamas evil, sin war, would still be alive today. He was found in Rafah. And he's gone now in Rafah. Rafah was what Israel needed to have done. If the world had not stood in the way, maybe Israel would have started there and the war would have been over by now. All those lives lost on both sides could have been saved. At the end of the Rafah operation, there were the lowest number of war casualties recorded because Israel made sure that everyone was evacuated to safety. the casualties, the casualties that resulted were the impact of the secondary explosions from armors, whatever, ammunitions, explosive devices, weapons, which were stored by terrorist Hamas in close proximity to the refugee area Israel had created for those they had evacuated. All eyes on Rafah, because Sinwar is gone. Israel is carrying on, taking out various terrorists, freeing the people of Gaza from the chokehold of terrorist Hamas. All eyes on Rafah. I thank God Israel went there. A lot of things have happened, and they have put shame, humiliation, sand in the eyes, in the hearts of all those who told Israel to stay away from Rafah. Shame on all of you. Israel is winning. We are winning, and we will continue on this winning streak until terrorism is no more.